It was said in the ancient scriptures, the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. Those were the words of the prophet Isaiah. Well, here we are. The time that Isaiah spoke of has arrived. Not that it's a particularly pleasant time to be born. The Romans have conquered all the known world. They have marched upon these lands in their thousands. I said in their thousands. The Palestinians put up a brave fight, but the legions of Rome were too strong, and still they came in their thousands. I said in their thousands. It was a time of uncertainty, and yet a time that has been written about more than any other time in our planet's history. To be
I'm not sure whether I enjoyed this or not.
Well, I certainly didn't. The only reason I went was because my husband, King Herod, has to show his face at these events just to keep well in with the Romans.
I think these Romans have some really weird ways of amusing themselves. Surely watching people being torn to pieces by wild animals can't be called entertainment.
Well, it's what they're used to back home, so they've introduced the sport, if you can call it that, over here.
If you don't mind me saying, Your Majesty, I think your husband Herod quite enjoyed it.
Yes, I did see him on his feet cheering when the lions got the better of their opponents.
Maybe you're right. I can never tell these days if he is doing something because he genuinely wants to, or if it's just to create a good impression to the Romans. He certainly changed, that's for sure. Anyway, let's take our minds off the bloodthirsty sports of the afternoon and relax a little. Pass me my sewing, will you, Ruth? And you two get yours. We'll have a few quiet minutes on our own before the rest of them get back.
Here you are, Your Majesty.
Why do these needles get blunt so quickly? You need muscles of steel to push them through the cloth these days. I'm sure the craftsmen of today don't take as much pride in their work as they used to. Do you find your sewing is hard to do, Lydia?
I do sometimes, Your Majesty. The needles aren't as well made as they should be.
Well, what do you think the reason is? I've noticed it with everything lately. A few days ago, I purchased some new equipment for the palace kitchen, and already I've noticed faults in several things. The knives won't cut, the handles are coming off the cooking pots. I don't know how the cook manages. What's wrong with the craftsmen these days? Have they no pride in their work?
Well, if you ask me, Your Majesty, I think it's all to do with the general feeling of unrest among the people. They're getting very tired of Roman rule in the land. And with all due respect, ma'am, the fact that your husband, King Herod, sides with the Romans doesn't help matters. I think a few of them are looking to Herod stand up to the Romans, not rule the country for them.
You better not let Herod hear you talking like that, or you'll end up in the dungeons. He thinks he's doing a good job. After all, surely it's better to have one of your own kind ruling the country than one of those governors from Rome.
Yes, but he does appear to side more with the Romans than his own people. The Romans look after him and make him rich, while the Jews just get poorer and poorer.
Enough of that kind of talk, Lydia. I ought to report you for some of the things you're saying. Besides, I can hear Herod coming now, just so quietly.
All right, get up. I can't stand all this nonsense and fuss every time we enter the room. Guards, stand at ease. That's typical. A brand new maid. I only had it made yesterday. Does nothing last these days? The craftsmen are getting worse. I had a good mind to arrest the one who made this and have his head chopped off. Mind you, the axe would probably break when it hit his neck.
We were just saying the same about our needles.
Needles? Why would you want to hit someone's neck with a needle?
No, we were saying how badly made they are these days. Perhaps it's because the craftsmen, like the rest of the people, are disillusioned with life under Roman rule.
Nonsense! They're a pathetic lot. I'm ashamed to think I'm a Jew when I look at this lot. They've got homes and jobs and they just don't do them properly.
Yes, but their homes are very squalid places, and they pay so much money in taxes, they've nothing left for food.
Food? Food? How much food do they want? I bet they can't eat 3 shades of wheat. At least where I'm ruler, they can eat Jewish food. If a Roman governor's here, he'd have them eating pizza and spaghetti every day. Talking of food, that meat we had yesterday was as tough as leather.
Tough? That was best spring lamb.
Well, I must have been eating the springs. Anyway, enough of this sympathy for the rabble out there. I've worked hard to get us a comfortable life, and as long as I keep well in with Rome, we'll be all right for many years to come.
But how long do you think they will put up with all this? Already there are rumblings amongst the people that a new leader is coming, someone who will lead them and make them strong enough to rebel against the Romans. I'm sure if that happens, you'll be first on their list to be disposed of.
Nonsense! That's all talk. Idle gossip. They'll never get the better of me. Anyway, you're getting all worked up about nothing. My position is secure and the Romans will make sure it stays that way.
My lord, an envoy from Rome has just arrived and wishes an audience with you.
Then what are you waiting for, fool? Send them in right away. You see, Caesar sends his soldiers and officers to visit me all the time. I'm never out of his mind.
Greetings heard. We come direct from Rome with a message from Augustus Caesar himself. He says it is very urgent and demands that you act on it at once.
Very well, my good man. Leave it there a minute. Would you care to take some refreshments and stay with us for a while? I'm sure you must have had enough of travelling.
Thank you, my lord, but we would soon return to our hometown as quickly as possible, for no matter where we wander, overland or sail from, you will always hear us singing this song. There's no place like Rome.
There are quick, very unsociable some of these Romans. Right, let's have a look at this message and see what it says. What on earth? These are hieroglyphics.
Your friend, Augustus Caesar, is that familiar with you, dear? He thinks you're Egyptian.
Obviously there's some mistake. He sent me the wrong message. Oh, why did those messengers rush off like that? If this is important and I don't act on it, Caesar will have my head. What shall I do? I know, I'll send for my secret agent. He's an intelligent fellow. He'll know what it means. Servant, send for Bondius.
Send for Bondius.
Send for Bondius. Send for Bondius. Send for Bondius.
Ah, good day to you, Bondius. But why are you wearing just one glove?
I've been listening to the weather forecast. It said today will be warm and sunny, but on the other hand, it could turn cold.
You get more stupid as every day goes by. I don't know why I keep you on as my special agent. You better change your ways, otherwise you're for the chop.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Right, you can start earning your keep right away. I've received a message from Augustus Caesar in Rome, but he must have been drunk at the time he wrote it. It's in Egyptian hieroglyphics. I trust you will be able to decipher it for me.
Of course I will, Your Majesty. I spent many years in Egypt studying their writings. I compiled a complete dossier of their work. I call it my Nile file. Now, let's have a look at that letter. Let me think. Picture a stag and a crown. Ah, yes. Dear King, I... Now what's this next bit? A bumblebee and some leaves. I've got it. I believe you are, and that's a well. I believe you are well. Now then, this is getting more difficult. You put coins with legs moving through a door. I've got it. Money's running out.
And the next? And the next bit, the needle and thread, what's that mean?
Easy, King. So, money's running out, so I need, and that's a sum. I need some. Now, these are things of the future. They're called cabs. Let me think. I know. Money's running out, so I need some taxis. That's what he wants you to do. He wants you to squeeze more money out of the Jews.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. They'll love that. I'll make it really difficult for them. And of course, there's no reason why all the money has to get back to Rome, is there? Well done, Bondius. I shall reward you for your work.
Oh, thank you, Your Majesty.
You can have a whole day off next year.
Oh, you're too generous, Your Majesty.
Oh, don't sound so ungrateful. You should be pleased that I think so much of you. After all, what were you before you joined my security force?
Happy, Your Majesty. Nothing, Your Majesty. Just a nobody.
The Jewish people won't like more taxes being demanded of them, dear. There are sure to be rebellions.
Not if I go about it in the right way. Caesar Augustus notified me several weeks ago that he wants a census carrying out a survey of the population. I shall combine the two.
But a census imposed by a foreign power will mock their most sacred principle. No rule but the Lord, no king but God. There will be plots against you and Rome on a large scale.
My dear Queen, you underestimate my intelligence. In order to stop people plotting, I shall make them move away from their hometowns and friends to register at the place where they were born. They won't dare trust strangers in other towns with plans of rebellions. Now to make my plans.
Your Majesty, some merchants from the east are at the gates wishing to see you. They say they have a new silken cloth only for king's garments.
Yes, I'm in a good mood, and I think it would be nice to have some new clothes, especially if it's a new silk from the east. Send them in right away. What a good day this is turning out to be. What have you got to show me?
Your Majesty, we have the most fantastic silken cloth ever produced in the East. Just feel the quality of this piece. Is it not the softest, silkiest piece of cloth that you have ever come across? That will make me a lovely gown, dear, for when we next visit Rome.
Oh, no it won't. This cloth is for me. You're always having new clothes. I bought you a new gown 3 years ago. Before I purchased this cloth, how do you convince me that it is a genuine new invention? Who invented it and where was it made?
In the East, we have 3 astrologers who spend all their time studying the heavens. Last year, they discovered a group of stars in the shape of a scorpion. The beams from these stars landed in the same place every night. The astrologers followed these beams and came across fields and fields of the plumpest, juiciest silkworms, which they believe acted as earthly food for the heavenly scorpion.
So this is really a type of heavenly manufactured cloth?
It is indeed, Your Majesty.
Very well then, I shall purchase as much of this silk as you can bring me. It'll make me an even greater king. Does anyone else have access to this cloth?
Not yet, Your Majesty, but when the new king of this land arrives, we shall hope to sell some to him as well.
New king? A new king, did you say? What do you mean a new king? I am the only king round here? Who talks with new king? Explain yourself, otherwise I'll have you executed.
Your Majesty, do not get upset. This new king will have a heavenly nature. He will not challenge you for the throne.
How do you know about this new king's coming?
The astrologers of whom we spoke a minute ago have forecasted the arrival of the heavenly child who will rule amongst men here on earth.
Get out! Get out, both of you! How dare you speak of a new king? If I see either of you near my palace again, I'll behead you and feed you to my worms. New king indeed. None of you here will mention a word to anyone about a new king. And if you do, I'll have your tongues ripped out in an instant.
Even me, dear.
Especially you, dear. Except in your case, I'll give the torturer a few extra hours to roll your tongue up. I'm going to the kitchen, and if my dinner's not ready, there'll be trouble, and if it is, I don't want it.
Come, Lydia and Ruth. We best keep out of the way for a few days until he calms down.
Do you think this new king could be the one the Jews are waiting for to rid them of the Romans?
The less said about any new king, the better. Now come on and just don't mention it anymore. I think you'd better arrange for that message from Rome to be read throughout the land. Maybe, if taxes start rolling in, Herod will change his mood and heads won't be rolling off.
Our pundits will inform the Roman guards to see that it's done.
I don't know why I stay working for Herod. He's unbearable to get on with. Mind you, I wouldn't mind having his power. Must be wonderful to be the master in charge of everything, everybody. I think I'll just have a go while nobody's watching. Now then, first I've got to make a grand entrance like he does. You're okay, you can get up.
Get up! I'll get up all right. And when I do, I'll show you who's king. I'll show you.
No, I can explain everything. I was only pretending.
Oh, pretending, were you? Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm pretending I'm not hurting you.
Let go my ear. You're hurting me. I'll do anything you want, Your Majesty. Just let go my ear.
It's a good thing for you that I've got a job for you. Now listen, this is what you're to do. Those merchants you saw here a few minutes ago are on their way back to the east. I want you to follow them and track down these astrologers of whom they speak. I need more information about this new king.
But it could be a long journey, Your Majesty. What do I use for money?
Here, Bondier. Use this.
Ah, Egyptian Express. That will do nicely.
Now off you go. Be on your way. And don't fail me, Bondier. I need this information.
Well, at least I've got a holiday earlier than expected, even though an all expenses paid tour of the Orient wasn't exactly what I had in mind. Still, I suppose it could have been worse.
Things have been planned in a part of the land that had never been heard of before. In a quaint little town where an angel came down with an upcoming carpenter's door. For
afraid. I am a messenger of the Lord God, come to bring you good news. God wants to show the world that he loves and cares for everyone. Your life is part of his plan. I don't understand. How can this be? God has chosen you to be the mother of his own son. You will name him Jesus, because Jesus means Saviour. You must have faith in what I say. But wait! Oh dear, the angel's gone. This is so confusing. Why must I be chosen by the Lord? And what on earth am I going to tell Joseph? Joseph, can you come in here a minute? Your food is ready.
And there's something good to eat. I see you've got a lot done in the workshop today.
Joseph, sit down a minute. I need to talk to you.
What's the problem?
Do you remember the prophet Isaiah promised the Lord would give a sign in the form of a son which will be born here on earth?
Yes, I know the scriptures, but so what?
Whilst you're in the workshop just now, an angel appeared to me and told me that I was going to be the mother of the Lord's son.
An angel?
Now I know what you're thinking. I'm not imagining this. It did happen.
Mary, it's possible. You can't possibly expect me to believe what you're saying. It just wouldn't happen.
Josie, it has happened as Mary said, but do not be angry with her. You should be proud that you have both been chosen by the Lord God. The son you will have is of the one God spoke of through his prophet long ago. There, you see, the angel was here.
Well, what can I say? Will you accept my apologies, won't you? I just wasn't prepared for a shock like that. I'm going outside for a walk. I need the fresh air.
I just can't understand how this happened. Why has God put the responsibility on me? Where can we find time for dreams, time for sleeping? Does the world have to know all the secrets we're keeping? Each day drifting by, looks you straight in the eye, and takes all your thoughts on a ride through the night sky. High in the stars, all your visions will float by, and the wildest of dreams may not what it seems. For there in a world of these days not yet known, you'll float through the stars in the sky all alone. There's no one out there, there's no one to care. All of my dreams I must keep close inside me, and on I must go, never looking behind me. What the angel has said, I must keep my head, and I must be strong. It won't be very long, the days pass by. I know by try that I am the one who the Lord God has chosen to come to the aid of the world as it goes on, destroying what seems all heavenly dreams. For them I hope for the future to build on, and here's a chance for a world full of peace.
Mary, come quickly. There were soldiers in the village with a message from King Herod and the Emperor of Rome.
Listen, folks, this latest news will hit you. It's just the kind of thing you'd like to hear. Caesar's bankers want more of your money. Kings in Rome are getting
carrying free.
Coming back looks like he's carrying free.
Nothing any different to how it's been these past few nights, Melchior, my friend. It's still as bright as ever. It's been useful having someone like Balthasar here with us. He's a good mathematician and he'll be able to calculate the distance that the star has travelled.
Speaking of Balthasar, I haven't seen him for the past few hours.
He prefers to be on his own when he's consulting his charts, but knowing him, he'll come up with the exact location of where the star is moving to.
It truly is a marvellous sight up there. What luck that we are here to see it.
I think I'm onto something here, my friends. According to my charts and by calculating the path of the planets, the object that we're looking at in every one but two stars.
How do you mean?
Well, we all know that Saturn is probably the brightest of the stars.
Agreed.
Now, just at the moment, Saturn, all its brightness has moved behind this other bright star. Here, can you see? Therefore, the two bright lights together may be the reason for this huge glow we sing at night.
Good theory, Balthasar, but don't you think this is some sort of a sign to us? I just feel we should be doing something.
Yes, as if someone up there wants us to follow the light.
Well, by calculating the distance and direction the star has travelled since we first saw it, it will probably move westward towards Egypt.
Well, I think we should act from what we already know is about to happen and journey westward to see this wondrous event for ourselves.
Do you still believe that this is a sign that the Son of God is about to be born?
I'm sure it is. Remember Micah the prophet saying that out of Bethlehem, Emmanuel will be born. Well, Bethlehem falls right in line with the path of the star. We mustn't miss out on such a chance.
Wait, I can hear someone at our door. Enter, stranger. In what way can we help you?
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Bondius, James Bondius. Head of Herod, the Great Secret Service.
Well, now we know who you are. It's not much of a secret, is it?
Well, I do have a code number. I can never remember it. I never was much good with figures.
Have you any proof of who you say you are? Can you identify yourself?
Yeah, that's me, all right. Well, Mr. Bondius, what can we do for you and your master? Where do you say you're from? Harrods, was it?
No, Herod's, not Harrod's.
And pray, tell me who this Herod is.
Herod the Great rules over Judea for the Romans. Judea? That's a long way to come. You must be tired. Have you travelled on foot?
Evans, no. I use camel nowadays. This is the age of the camel train. Now, are you the wise men who have predicted the birth of a new king in our land? We've made such a prediction, yes. Good, that means I'm in the right place. Now, how on earth can you make such statements? How do you know what's going to happen in the future?
Because, my friend, we read the sky.
Oh, you read the sky, do you? Is that the name of the local paper?
The sky, my friend, is not a periodical. We are astrologers. We can interpret the movements and the stars and the planets. For instance, how many balls of string would it take to reach the moon from here?
Just one if it were long enough. I can tell by your manner that you're not a man of learning. We believe the more you study, the more you know. Yeah, but the more you know, the more you forget. The more you forget, the less you know. So why study? Besides, how can studying the sky be a worthwhile occupation? How can you see up there?
Yes, the sky at night is the most beautiful sight to be seen. Just look into the galaxy, and Milky Way, and Mars.
Sounds like a chocolate outfit. You must join us and watch night sky. Come on, we'll show you.
What do you see? Look into the distant sky. Mysterious waves and purple light clouds go by. What do you see? Look into the sky at night. Mysterious world that makes such wondrous sights.
our new king is to be born?
It is indeed. The brightest light of all has appeared in the sky. Look upwards. Now, do you see it?
Yes, it's magnificent. But what is it? Surely it's no ordinary star.
No, the planets Jupiter and Saturn have met together this year in the sign of the zodiac, called Pisces. Such a meeting only takes place every 794 years. Pisces is the sign of the last days. Jupiter is the star of the world ruler, and Saturn is the star of Palestine. Therefore, when these three meet, as they have at present, then the ruler of the last days will appear in Palestine. Similar things have happened on other planets. When these three met within sight of Mars, a Christ child was born up there millions of light years ago. Thus they now celebrate Christmas each year up there, just as Earth will be in the future.
Christmas? On Mars? Wow, that will be something special to see.
Well, with the help of our powerful lenses and just the slightest hint of magic, if you look hard enough, you'll be able to see it happening. Just point the lens that way. There you are.
All of the planets just like our
I'm certain they will. Our predictions are almost always spot on.
Hey, I can even see right into the Millennium celebrations on Earth.
They'll be in the year 2000. What can you see?
I can see another couple awaiting the birth of an unexpected child.
Who are they? Tell us more. Are their names Joseph and Mary?
No, it's Tony and Cherie. Listen, can you teach me how to read the night sky? Can I stay here a couple of days? I could do with a break from working for Herod. I haven't had a holiday for 2 years.
Where did you go then?
I sailed across the Mediterranean to the Spanish mainland as a guest of the Emperor Don Juan and his brother Josie.
I think you'll find it's pronounced Juan and Jose. The Spaniards pronounce all their J's like H's. Anyway, what months did you go there?
It was Hoon and July.
Listen, Bonjish, you may stay here 2 nights, but then we must all travel to your country and visit King Herod to find out where the new king will be born. You may lead us on our way.
So from the east, where the lotus blossoms grow, the wise men of old journeyed far from their home on their night quest, moving slowly to the west, sleeping by day, keeping watch through the night, sure that the star never moves out of sight, knowing they'd be making ancient history, passing through Judah's land, to Herod's palace close at hand, calling to see the king, hoping that the news will bring a kind reaction on his face. Could he point them to the place where the new king would appear? Could he be already here? As he through gates, moving up the palace path, little did they think they'd incur King Herod's wrath. He'd be angry, oh so angry, when King Herod's in a rage. He should be locked up in a cage. Little did the wise men know, in the palace they did go, told him of the news they had. Herod, he went hopping mad.
What's that you say? Is there some mistake? A new king has been born. He must be a fake. You'll go no further on this impostor's trail, and if you do, I'll throw you in jail. Your stories don't bother me in the least. Now be gone, get back to you. Go! 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 No, wait. I think that I may be acting in haste. It would be such a shame if your journey was a waste. Go and find him, seek out and find him. And when you do, bring the news back to me. Tell me, wise men, where the new king will be. I too can praise him, worship We bring gifts for the new king, my lady. I bring gold.
I bring frankincense.
And I bring myrrh.
My wife and I thank you for your kindness, but by your appearance you are not of this land.
We are astrologers, and we have travelled from the east, and we learned of this wonderful event from the night sky. Your child will become a great leader of men.
Your remarks are very kind, my friend. I hope you have a safe and toll-free journey back to your homeland. Unfortunately, all the news that we bring is not good. King Herod is very jealous of the new king, and will almost certainly do everything in his power to destroy him. You must leave here as soon as you can by a different route. He has asked us to return to his palace and tell him where the new king can be found. But we too will go back to the east a different way, so as not to put you in any danger. Thank you for the warning. We shall take heed of what you say, and as soon as Mary is fit to travel, we will leave and go back to Galilee through Egypt. I bid you farewell, my friends, and take care. Since those astrologers came, I wonder if they've found any new king yet.
There are all kinds of rumours going around the whole of Judea, you know.
What kind of rumours?
Strange happenings, things that can't easily be explained.
Yes, what about those shepherds the other night? They must have been terrified.
What do you mean, girl? Why were they terrified?
It was a bright light out of the sky, Your Majesty. Nearly blinded them by all accounts.
Will you lot stop talking in riddles and get to the point? Shepherds, white lights out of the sky? What are you on about?
No use shouting at us. We don't know any more than you as to what these things mean. More than likely, it's just idle gossip. You know how people like to talk, and things get exaggerated.
Yes, there is probably some quite sensible explanation. A falling star or something.
Rubbish! You're just trying to humour me now. There's something going on. Something going on in my own kingdom, and I want to know what it is. Bonders? Bonders? Where's that good for nothing rogue on now?
You better calm down. All that pacing up and down is doing no good for you. Besides, you may be worrying about nothing.
Of course I'm not worrying about nothing. There's something going on. Bonders? Bonders? Where on earth is he?
I've heard, Your Majesty, that he's travelled back to the east with these astrologers. They've got him hooked on this stargazing lark.
Gone back to the east? How dare he? Those fiends were supposed to report back to me. So they tricked me, have they? We'll see about that. They went to Bethlehem to look for this new king. So just to make sure I get rid of this new king, I shall order my soldiers to kill every male child under the age of 2. You go and give that to the head of my guard.
Have you gone out of your mind? How can you give such a horrendous order? Come, Ruth and Lydia, let us disassociate ourselves from this monster. I hope everyone realises what an evil, wicked man you are. The sooner we're away from here, the better.
No, wait! You can't just leave me here like that. Servants? Where are my servants? Don't tell me they've gone as well. Oh, what have I done? What have I done?
ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'll agree the children have worked very hard putting that show on, so let's get a big round of applause for the children. Don't usually single people out, but I think there's two today. We've had two. Where's David? Oh, this is good biblical, isn't it? Where's David and Jonathan? David, come here, David and Jonathan. But David's had a nasty bump today, and he's been off and spent part of the day at the dentist, and Jonathan's also been off ill today, but you wouldn't notice, would you? Okay, that's enough, you can go back now. There are, of course, other people that need thanking to put on a production like this. There's Mrs. Carr on the piano, who's trained the choir. And Mrs. Carr has been very ably assisted this year by Mrs. Downham, who's not only helped with the training of the choir, but also coordinated all the costumes and done lots of other little things towards the show. So big round of applause, please. Person who's just trying to get Mrs. Downham with the spotlight also worked very hard on in the props department and done some very special lighting for us tonight. So again, a big round of applause to Mr. James. The beauty of doing things like this is everybody works as a team. We've had all the infant staff involved in one way or another, and Mr. Moore as well over there backstage, and also Mrs. Gaunt and Mrs. Langley on the door over there. So a big round of applause to all the other staff. As you have seen by the number of microphones, we've had the production video tonight, so if you want to order a video, you can do that on the door over there. There's some slips to fill in. The sooner we get to know the numbers, then we can get them back before we break up the Christmas holiday next Wednesday. So if you do want to order one, pop your name down there at the door. We don't charge, as you know, to come in here, so if you want to make a donation on the way out, you can do that as well, because we do have some expenses incurred in the production. And also, of course, in a few minutes' time, when the children just gone backstage, we're going to draw the raffle. So if you've got your raffle tickets here, or if not, you can bring them in another time. So if you just hang on for a few minutes, we will be drawing the raffle. Before we do any more, though, I know the children appreciate your support, both the tone in learning the words and making the costumes. So how about giving a round of applause to one?
Because you've done an awful lot for this production as well. He's done all the producing, all the background as well, and the donkey. So let's give a big hand to him today.
Thank you, Mrs. Downwood. Head teachers don't usually get thanks for that. The staff do all the work, not me. I sit in my cave down there. Okay, thank you very much for that. Right, so if you just give us a few minutes for the children to go backstage and get changed, and then we'll carry on with the raffle. Thank you very much.